Santa Claus a ride down Santa Claus Lane. He doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves you just the same. Santa knows that we're God's children, that makes everything right.
I had to do it. Do a little Christmas.
A whole lot of Christmas.
What's going on, guys?
Jamie's over there having a very Merry Christmas. Yeah. Y'all, she is in her snake room. She got a Christmas tree set up. She is rocking it. I mean, she is awesome and over the top.
I do what I can. I do what I can.
A Christmas tree with like sheds as ornaments.
And rat tags.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, I should have put some of my tags on there. I didn't do that.
That would have been
regular ornaments.
So our first comment tonight was from Moreforge commenting on our thumbnail photo. She's like, "That's awesome." So I like that. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. What's up, Mr. James?
It's always first. Always.
What's up, Dustin?
I'm Shay.
What's up, Shane? You got a replay tomorrow. Mr. Ken, how's it going?
Yeah. Patrick.
Mr. Patrick. Dustin, what's up, man? Hope all is well. And Miss Tara. Miss Tara. So we just wanted to have a hangout session tonight and talk about just whatever is on our noggins. Yeah. So I'm going to start off with Travis because he's got some stuff for us that, I mean, he did some homework and it's pretty interesting. So,
yeah, so this was because I was bored in a meeting. I have to admit, sorry, taxpayers. I work for the government. You paid for me to not pay attention. But before I get into that, I want to show you guys my ultrasound came just a few minutes before the show.
Nice.
So this is from Eagle View. It's a wireless probe style ultrasound scanner recommended by Shane at Small Town Exotics. And it came directly from China, which I was a little disappointed about, but what doesn't come from China these days? So I'm going to play with this and see how much fun I can have. So that was one of my big purchases. But yeah, so in the meeting I was bored and I had a conversation with a couple people about what genes are hot, what genes are not. And I was surprised. I got one gene is dead, and then another person said the same gene you should have it in as an option in all of your collections, right? So it's like, so what the hell is what? So I figured, well, Morph Market's the best place we've got right now to go and look at stuff. So I did single gene searches. I had enough time to do 15 genes, and I tried to pick the ones that my newbie brain said were the top ones. And so I did total number of snakes available on Morph Market, highest average cost of the top 10 snakes. So 10 most expensive snakes. So that being said, I'm going to test you guys. First question, drum roll. What is the most prevalent gene on Morph Market?
Clown.
Tyler, you go first.
Clown.
All right. Jamie, what do you say?
I was going to say pastel.
All right, Holly, what do you got?
Inchy.
All right. The answer is pastel.
Yay, Jamie got it.
29% of all the snakes on Morph Market have pastel. That's 11,036 snakes out of 38,724. Okay. Wow. The second, all right, so you said clown.
Yes.
Clown is 16%. It's not number 2, by the way.
That's okay.
And the highest average price is $18,850 for the top 10.
Oh. Wow.
Now, Holly, you said Enchi.
Mm-hmm.
Enchi is right there neck and neck with clown at 16%. We're actually looking at like a 20-something snake difference. The highest average price for snakes containing enchi out of the top 10 is $14,650.
Wow.
Small rebuttal.
Yes.
Hey, Jerry.
So I was just looking because I'm very proud of my morph market knowledge. So you took visual clowns, but
Yeah, no hats. I didn't do any hats.
Okay, because just with clown, there's like 14,000. There's 6,800 hets and 7,000 visuals.
So hets, yeah,
Ooh,
hets
sounds
definitely
good.
changed the number a lot. I'm just looking at what was visual.
Okay.
Because I gotta start somewhere.
Now I gotta know. Now I know. There we go. Because
Yeah, so this
it was
is single
funny.
gene searches for the visual, not counting hets.
Gotcha.
And so you can have the same snake in right. If you had like a pastel clown, that snake could show up in both searches, right? So I just ignored that. So that being said, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Now, one of the conversations I had was one individual said Pied is dead.
Give me
But nobody wants Pied anymore. It's overdone. Nobody cares. Another person said you should have Pied in your collection because Pieds always sell and Pieds are going to stay popular no matter what. So my search was a little focused on Pied. So for Pied, what percentage of morph market snakes and a search for visual Pied, what do you think that percentage is? I'm going to go Tyler first. What do you think the percentage of Pied is?
What did you say clown was? Did you say clown was 16?
Clown is 16% at 6,039 snakes.
I'm guessing Pied is like 14 and a half.
14.5%?
Yeah.
Okay. Jamie, what do you think? What's the percentage of Pied on morph market?
10.
10%. Holly, what do you think?
11.
11. Tyler's the closest.
Oh, yay.
Pied is actually you're dead on. Pied is 12%.
Wow.
Highest average price is 19,300.
Nice.
Whoa.
So that's pretty good. That is actually, of the genes I searched, the highest average value of them all. The second highest is Desert Ghost. But Desert Ghost only has 4% visibility on Morph Market.
That's crazy.
So I thought that was really interesting. The other thing I did was I looked more at Pied. Now, I got tired of doing this. Of all of the gene searches that I did, if a gene search showed up a snake with Pied, I highlighted that.
Yeah.
So what I found out is that Pied is freaking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There is not a gene search that I did that did not contain Pied.
Oh, yeah.
Except, no, GHI had one.
Yeah.
So
I should have GHI Pied. Love GHI Pied.
So Pied is everywhere. So the question I've got is the market saturated? Is Pied everywhere because nobody's buying it? Or is Pied everywhere because everybody thinks that it's essential to the collection?
I think that it's a stunning animal. It's beauty, and it's gonna catch the eye of the new people walking. It's just very eye-catching. However, the downside with Pied is that the same thing with like the Bell genes, it'll hide a lot of the genes that are inside of it because of the color being wiped out. So,
Gerald, what you saying? Check out the Pied Maple.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah.
I only see one
All
on
right,
here.
so Jamie, it sounds like you're saying that Pied's still relevant. It's good to go. You should probably have it.
I like Pied. You got to know how to work with it.
Yeah,
Maple is like very similar to Monarch.
It is very similar to Monarch. Yeah.
Look at that.
Founded by Corey Woods. I think
That's a beautiful snake.
My opinion on Pied is, Pied is still popular. It's going to be popular. And it's just like every other gene. Like there's the high-end ones, low-end ones, and mid-levels, right? So like, and like I love producing all different levels of Pied. Like I produced a lot of $200 or $250 like normal Pieds.
Right.
And like this year I have a pairing that could produce Pieds that are $4,000 or $8,000, right? So like Pieds are all over the spectrum on on price, and they do sell. So that's the good part. Is usually they do sell. So
All right.
and the other thing is
So that's two that say Pi's still good to go. Holly, you think Pi's still good to go?
Absolutely.
All right.
Pi will
That's
never know.
just like clown. I mean, it's going to be as far as, so we know there's the monsoon that messes with the pattern. Your clown, your pied, that's like really, really, really visual. Your tri-stripe, stuff like that. I think those are going to be around forever.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's another question for you guys. What gene do you think beat out, let's see, clown?
And what do you mean beat out clown?
As far as popularity, availability on Morph Market,
So which
percentage
gene
of
is
total
number
snake.
2?
Who
Probably
was
hypo.
number? Yeah, who would be number 2?
Probably hypo.
Is it a, can I get a hint? Is it a recessive or a
Leopard.
codominant? It's got to be a codominant.
It is.
It's codom. It's got to be.
Shit.
It's either Desert Ghost or hypo.
Hold on a second. I need to double check.
That doesn't go. That doesn't go to only 4%.
I think it's a codon.
Yeah, I would guarantee you it's codom. The would it?
Oh,
be-
banana.
That's actually
Damn
really.
bananas.
I'm gonna say
Let me
banana.
make sure.
It's between pastel. It's in
No,
between
pastel's number
and
1.
clown.
It's
Yeah, right. So it's in
less
between pastel and
less
clown.
prevalent than
Yeah.
pastel, but it's a close. Let me make sure it's a codon, because I'm having a little bit of a brain fart here.
Show me and I'll tell you.
Show me.
Hold on.
I agree with you, Gerald. I want puzzle. I thought I had puzzle. I did not have puzzle.
Yes, all right. I'm right. It's a codon. What is after pastel? Who takes the number 2 spot in Python Suzy's analysis?
Banana's a good guess. I'm gonna go probably not the right answer, but black pastel.
Nope. Yellow belly.
Yellow,
Oh, yeah.
of course, yellow belly. Yes. How to get yellow belly?
Yellow belly's so prevalent, everybody
I
forgets
feel
about
stupid. I feel right. It's literally everywhere.
I almost said spot nose, but I mean that makes
it. Now,
makes
so I didn't get a chance to get to everything. Like I didn't get a chance to look up bananas. So there's a possibility that
Yeah.
this will be skewed, but I'll play with this a little bit more. Obviously, it's going to change day to day, but
How many yellow bellies were there?
so the total number of yellow bellies, we had 18% of the total, and that's 6,800.
Oh yeah,
6,817 snakes had yellow belly.
Yeah, they killed bananas.
And what's surprising to me is that beat out Orange Dream.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too surprising.
Hypo. So hypo, surprisingly, I thought hypo was going to be big, is only 4% of the snakes available.
that
About
would make sense.
1,500 snakes. And the average price for the top 10 is $16,300.
That's crazy.
Ooh.
Where do you think Desert Ghost lands?
You said it was 4%.
4%.
Did I already tell you? Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Puzzle. Where's puzzle?
Oh, super low. 0.5%.
0.5. What do you think, Jamie?
3%.
3%. Holly?
Hang on, I'm looking on Morph Market.
Oh, you cheater!
I have 2 screens. I get to cheat.
Holly's DQ'd.
What do we got, Travis?
1%.
Yeah, there's only like very
210
small.
snakes.
Yeah.
I did Exanthic, but I only did VPI because that was the first one I clicked on.
Yep.
So Exanthic's a tough one. I'd have to go through and select all the
Yeah.
CSK, VPI, whatnot, and so forth. And
Jolliffe.
yeah.
Right.
Sunset. Where do you think Sunset sits?
Oh, that's lower too.
Low. Yeah.
These are the ones that because people are still holding on to them or selling them.
It's probably more. It's more than puzzle.
No.
Probably 2%. I think it's more
No.
than puzzle, less than Desert Ghost.
Holly can't answer because she's got the key right in front of her. So,
Holly can't answer.
So,
I'm going to say 1%.
so Sunset is only 0.3%.
I was saying, what's the
Really?
puzzle?
Yeah.
People are working puzzle, and like, there's a lot. There's people who are hard working Sunset, but then there's hard haters of Sunset too.
Yeah.
I don't know too many haters of puzzle other than it looks cryptic. So like
Yeah.
you can get the same look with that. So,
That's
So I'll rattle out the highest average prices, and then I'm done, and we can move on. Tyler he scores the highest. Jamie comes in second. Holly, she fails the class because she cheated.
yeah. Holly was caught cheating on the
gets
test.
attention.
I'm on
Okay.
Santa's naughty list.
So highest average price of 19,300 is Pied.
Yeah.
Number 2, which surprised me, is Desert Ghost, 18,950. Next is Clown, 18,850.
Yeah.
And then we've got Puzzle, surprisingly,
No, that's yeah.
17,450. Pastel, 17,100.
Okay.
And then we go to Hypo, 16,300.
Wow.
And then we go to Enchi, 14,550. And then we go to Orange Dream, 13,550. Yellow Belly, 13,450.
Yeah.
Xanthic, VPI, 11,800. And then we have Mojave and Monsoon tied for 10,750. And GHI, which also surprised me, 7,400 for the highest average.
Wow.
That is
The highest percentage of snakes that have pied out of the top 10 was Hypo. We had 6 out of 10 Hypo snakes had pied, visual pied. Lowest was GHI.
Yeah.
Clown surprisingly only had 2 visual pieds in the top 10, which I thought was low.
Yeah, that's the DG Clown Pied. G from Canova, I know, is up there.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, because I have one highlighted at 25,000.
Yeah.
So there's a $25,000 pied in the DG search.
That
So-
one's yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So there you go. So this was kind of fun. If you guys want to do this again, we can I can set up different search criteria based on what you guys might want to see. And next meeting I have that's boring, where we're talking about requirements, I'll put something together.
You better come with prizes next time, Travis.
Come with prizes.
Like
Yeah.
slap bracelet or something,
Right, a sticker.
Right.
Yeah, I'll send the prizes will be, each one of you will get one of my stickers, so I can self
I want a
promote.
hat.
Yeah.
So I can self promote.
Sweet.
There you go.
Mail you guys stickers. Oh, one last thing though, before I hand it over. Do you guys see who I'm plugging right now very discreetly in the background?
Blow 'em up.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, you gotta pull them up. Is that Husbandry Pro? Who's someone? I don't know.
It might be hard to see if you're not in.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, someone
Same
blow them
thing.
up.
Same thing.
Mm.
I thought it'd show up a little bit better than it does, but yeah, I put that there strategically.
I was like,
He's just trying to copy me.
I knew it was a circle, so I thought it was like Husbandry Pro back there, but
I had to look real close too, man. I could barely see it, and I seen that the little body shape. I was like, "That's a Shane coffee cup."
I'll have to. I'm still working on my lighting, so I've got. I'm going to be setting up the other room and making a proper snake room, and then when my daughter moves into her house, I'm going to tear down the wall, and then I'm going to have a huge facility to waste money on.
hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, not a huge facility. It's going to be 2 bigger bedrooms combined.
Oh, that's nice though. That's a lot of room.
So, yeah.
All right.
This will all look better. I'll have this all not so retarded.
Right. So Jamie had this to show off today.
Buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really pretty.
So that is my one and only baby that I got for my Super Barnhart Black Pastel clutch. So the pairing was Super Barnhart Black Pastel, Banana Orange Dream, Leopard, Possible Spectre, and the boy was a Orange Dream Desert Ghost. And I had an issue with incubation. There was 9 eggs. The mom kicked the eggs all over the place. So I thought at first maybe there was something wrong with the eggs. I don't know. But I honestly think I put too much substrate in it, and I didn't make sure that the eggs in the tray were not touching the substrate. So, but they molded. 7 of them molded. Saved 2 of them. Cut 2 open. One of the baby snakes did not make it out of the egg. And this one just came out of her. I keep saying her, but I don't know what it is. Egg. She's just pretty, so I call her. So, but yeah, so that's that one's staying here. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to redo that pairing or do something different with my Super Barnhart Black Pastel. But Pebbles isn't going anywhere, so she'll be breeding with me for a while.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited I got one. I'm excited that I had fertile eggs that helped me realize that, because the boy I used, he's older. He came to me from Redhead Reptiles, and Redhead Reptiles got him from Ozzy. So he's an older boy. So I was wondering if his little swimmers weren't working very well. But nope, it was probably human error. So that's at least something I can control. So we're going to do different substrate next year. When I found the mold, I switched them over to water and Orbeez. And so we're going to do with that next year.
I want to know how that goes for you as well.
Yeah.
There's some people switching over. Well, I got my corn snakes in today from Infinite Possible Pythons in the Warful Morphs auction.
Oh, yeah.
And I also got my Tom Barnhart Black Pastel boy in.
Yes.
He is gorgeous.
Right. You guys are doing the collaboratives.
Now what?
Holly
No,
and
that
Jamie,
was
is that
Barnhart
the one that
Black
Jamie?
Pastel. No, that was Barnhart Black Pastel.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy came straight from Tom Barnhart, my girl, and then she got one because she got jealous, and so she went and got one.
Jealous. Oh my goodness. That's great. But who went home with 10 snakes this last weekend?
I know, you're a sweetheart. I got them. They're all. I love you.
But hey, y'all, she brought me 2 big snake racks too.
Yeah.
So Tyler, you ready to show off your stuff? You want to talk about it?
Yeah. So, okay. So 2 things before I do that. First thing is, Holly, when we go on break, check your phone and throw that in here, because I do have a shout out to do like after the sponsor videos. But as the 4 of us talked last time after the show, and we're trying to brainstorm some ideas to maybe, make the show a little bit better, do something special. And so we came up with doing a auction. We will be on next week and then be taking a 2-week break for the holidays, because our show on Wednesday falls on Christmas and then New Year's Day. So we will be taking a 2-week break. But the first show of the new year, I think, is January 8th, and we will be doing a auction that night. I have 11 animals I'll be putting on there. Frank will have 3, maybe 4. And then other people are trying to figure out what they're putting on or if they're putting on anything. But there will at least be those, 14 animals on. I think Holly has some that she'll put on and stuff like that. So I got and sent some pictures in of some of the ones I will be putting on here.
Yes.
Awesome.
Let me get to that real quick. Trying to load that stuff you just sent. Travis, did you want to show that one off that you sent to our group chat?
Yeah, I would, but I can't. I don't know how to get it up here on the.
I got it. Already
Okay.
got you covered.
Ooh.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so that right there, I have 4 individual animals going up, and then I have a baby pair, I have an adult pair, and then a trio. So this is one of the pairs. The one on the left is a black pastel KRG, 100% het for candy, 66% het for pied female.
Macaroon's already bidding.
There we go. Perfect. So yeah, black pastel KRG het pied, het candy 66% het for pied, and then the one on the right is a candy 66% het pied male, so that's a pair. The father's the same, moms are different on
Okay.
those. That right here is one of the adults. It'll get paired with the other big snake you'll see later, but that is a black pastel lesser KRG, 100% het for hypo, 66% het for pied boy with a really nice ringer on him. He is proven, but was only put to make hypo stuff and never bred to make pied stuff, and I've never tested him. So he is 66% het pied, never tested, and he is going to be going up with a vanilla 100% het for hypo female. I chose that pair specifically because I did actually a very, very similar pairing this year and produced probably my favorite looking KRG ever. I hit a vanilla black pastel lesser KRG hypo, which is on my morph market right now. So if you want to see what you can make from the pair that'll be on auction, go to my morph market, because there's a really sick looking baby from a very similar clutch. I think it's actually this male's brother is the sire to the clutch, and same mom.
Well, he has a really nice ringer on him too.
Yeah. So he has a really nice ringer. His brother's a visual pied, and I actually had his other brother as a proven breeder, and he almost looked like a visual pied. About half of him was white. But I sold him about a year ago.
Jamie, can you run the comments, please?
Yes.
So, right here is the trio. That is right up front is a Enchi Clown male. Back right is a Enchi Het Clown female. And then the back left is a Het Clown female. These are, so the two females are related. They were from a Orange Dream Enchi Clown to a Pastel Yellow Belly Cypress Het Clown. And the male up front is unrelated to both of them. It was from a special Enchi Yellow Belly Clown to a Black Pastel Het Clown. So just make some Enchi Clowns, Super Enchi Clowns. Really nice like starter trio. That right there is the Vanilla Het Hypo female. So
that's the one that's going with this one.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So those two will be as the pair. And she is the mom to the really crazy KRG I have on Morph Market. Huge girl, proven 3 years straight. I think she did 9 eggs this year, 10 eggs the year before, and I think 9 the year before that. So she's super, super consistent breeder girl and usually goes early. So I do have on all the auctions, I'm going to have just a start bid. Most of them are super low. I think on this pair, it's like $200 or something like that.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, if she doesn't sell, then I'll just keep her, and I'll probably just repeat the pairing I did to her this year and make more cool babies. She probably has follicles right now just based on when she usually lays.
Yeah.
That right there is the Black Pastel KRG Het Candy from earlier. She's gorgeous. She's spicy as hell. She bit me. Yeah.
That's the same one.
Yep. There, I love them.
That's the same one.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So that one I knew would be Holly's favorite, and I had to put it on there just because.
Rub it in.
It is a Mario Spot Nose 100% Het Desert Ghost female.
Ooh.
She's super awesome and will be the first Mario like Het DG from this year to go anywhere. So I'm holding back her sister, who's Orange Stream and Yellow Belly on top of that, and I hit some other really nice Mario DG stuff this year too. Which that's a little teaser for what might be also on the auction. But there's the pair together. They were the worst to get pictures of. So those are horrible pictures, but that's them.
I'm just he just sent me a folder, y'all, and I just loaded
a folder. And I think that might there's one more on there I know that is
just clown right here.
Yes, that one right there. So that is a leopard clown 100% het pied female, like 310 grams. So she was from the first clutch of the year. So she's got pretty good size on her. Again, I think I weighed and got when I did these pictures, and she was like 310-ish grams. So already got some nice weight to her. And
That
yeah, those
trio
are the trios again. So there's 2 other animals that will definitely be on the auction. They were just in shed when I was taking pictures. One of them is a fire 100% het monarch, 50% het pied male. And the deal with that one's going to be if you win that auction, you'll get 20% off a female het or visual monarch from me at any time.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
yeah, get him. You can, pick up. I only have 2 females that are het monarch right now, but this coming year I should have a ton of them. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of put it in the bank account. You have 20% off a monarch or het monarch.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're going to play our sponsor video and get right back at it, y'all.
Cool.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
So this right here is a picture I got today, and I wanted to do a quick shout out to Alex at Alex's Rockin' Reptiles. He's local to me, and this was his first ever clutch that he got out. I've been mentoring him now for about a year. I met him at a local show probably a year ago now, and that clutch was from a female I sold him that I never got to breed, but he brought her in and she laid a clutch like 3 months after. So I'm super happy for him. The pairing was a leopard enchi firefly female that I sold him, who was posset pied when I sold her, and she didn't prove, to a banana cinnamon het pied male. So hit a couple pretty nice animals in there, and I'm super happy for him to get his first clutch.
That's good looking.
They all look great. So if you don't follow him, he's been in the chat quite a few times, but on Instagram, Alex is Rockin' Reptiles. If I had to guess, most of these are going to be available. I think he's going to sell probably one, maybe, or keep maybe 1 or 2 of them, but his dad's going to make him sell a few of them.
Congratulations, Alex. That's awesome, man. You're doing great.
So I was super happy to get that picture and get on a call with him today. So congratulations to him. And the last thing I want to say, which is related to the auction again, is there's one more animal I have. Didn't get pictures of it. It is a Orange Dream Pastel Mario Desert Ghost visual male. So he will also be on auction. He has a higher start bid than everything else, and he's gorgeous.
50 bucks.
50 bucks, right. I was thinking
25 bucks.
like 55. But yeah, I was thinking of starting him at like 25. But so I wish I could get pictures of him and put him on here, but those are all the ones I know I'll be putting on the auction. Excited about it. I might pick out a few more.
What's up, Bosa?
But yeah.
Okay. Now, Travis, you wanted to show this one.
Yeah, so I had a busy week. I actually bought, this is part of the reason why I didn't buy Tyler's snake. I bought 4 Angolans. So this is a sub-adult I won at an auction. I got her for 670 bucks.
Nice.
2.5 years old. She's about, I would say I got her at about a 30% discount. So aside from the ball pythons, I am definitely into the Angolans. Obviously, I love the Angolans. I think they're super cool. And I bought a breeding pair of Angolans because it takes about 6 years for the Angolans to get ready to breed. So a buddy of mine, Terry Burwell at TB Snakes, he's been doing this Angolan project for a number of years, and he's getting out. He's paring down all of his collection and stuff. So he's got 4 2 breeding pairs. So I bought I'm buying 1 breeding pair from him.
Mm.
So that was the busy part this week. And then the other thing was I am also trying to get a hold of 2 dwarf Burmese. So that was another species that I wanted to.
You're killing me over here.
I love the dwarf berms. I wish I could have them. Like, I tried to like, oh, you can't have berms, but can I have the dwarf berms?
Yeah, so the Burmese and the retics are, to be honest, are my favorite snakes, but they're both way too big. So,
Yeah.
the longer term, it's the dwarf retics, and then the Sanzinia, the Western Madagascar boa, tree boas. I absolutely love those guys. And then that's the end of the menagerie, but then it's only Wednesday.
Nice.
So, and that'll be like, 1 or 2 pairs of, I'll have 1 pair of retics, 1 pair of berms, the 4 Angolans, and the majority of the rest will be ball pythons.
Yeah.
Right.
So Tyler, you had said in chat earlier this week, you had some stuff you wanted to hit on, and we're all about that.
Yeah. So, this is a little bit for like my local people, but also, keep everyone in the community like a little bit up to speed on what's going on at TTB. So we had we've been in the process, and I've been trying to keep it like quite secretive until we knew what kind of was going on with getting a facility for rodent breeding and building a pretty much a barn on our property. And we were denied that, and also denied the ability to have the business at our house. So the snakes and rats. So that was a huge blow that happened last Thursday. So me and my father and my mom have kind of been in a little bit of a scramble since last Thursday. We're figuring everything out. So as of right now, TTB is still going to be here at least for like another 6 months, I think is kind of our time frame to move the rats and move some of the snakes. But we're looking at some like commercial spots to be, which, could be a great thing for us, move into a facility and expand more there. So like as of right now, like Patrick, my local people, can't really come over and pick up rats anymore. So it's been a little bit of a hindrance, the past week, and, calling people and letting them know like, hey, you gotta be really careful, coming over, picking up rats. We got to figure, some stuff out, and like a little bit of like business changes. But yeah, we're trying to figure everything out. Big news. Like I'm very disappointed that we weren't able to like go forward with our like current what was our first plan. So yeah, we're figuring everything out, and there's going to be changes. 6 months from now, we probably will not be doing the snakes or rats out of the house anymore. It might be in a little different location. So update some people on that, and especially if anyone local who like buys snakes or buys rats from me has questions and sees this, shoot me a call. But yeah, I want to keep everyone in the loop. We might be changing scenery here as quickly as we can.
Right? Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
The headaches of being big and successful, huh?
Headaches of annoying neighbors. Yeah.
That's not an easy move to do in 6 months. So
no, right. Yeah. They the town reached out and we're like, we usually give 30 days. We were like, well, the 2 options are we need to get a commercial building or we're selling our house and we're moving to a different town. So
yeah,
we need more than 30 days. So yeah, I was very disappointed, and that meeting was pretty rough for us, and we were there. Usually they take 20-30 minutes. We were there for an hour and a half.
Exactly, Stan.
Trying to educate people, right? And it's like, well, rats carry all these diseases. Like, no, some do, like wild rats, if they're eating garbage and whatever, they're living in horrible conditions. Like, we keep our rats in great condition. It's like, oh well, yeah, it's okay, guys, like we get it. So that's some of the stuff we've been trying to deal with and haven't aired it out at all, but this is the first time
Right.
It's been thrown out there. And I think one of the like board members watched this podcast. So thanks, I guess.
That's sad.
He knows a little bit about me now. But we'll see how it goes, and I'm excited to see where we're gonna be in 6 months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something I do want to talk about also. That's the morph market scammers.
Oh
That has been crazy.
yeah.
People need to really watch out. I know the buyers need to vet who they're buying from, but the sellers need to do the same thing with the buyers.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Try to get a phone number and have a conversation before you complete the deal.
Yep.
That's usually what I do.
There's a lot of ways, for people to try and like get you. Just gotta be careful. Trust, like if there's a snake that you really want, like there's one available right now. I know it's a scam and I want it so bad, but I just know it's a scammer. So I'm not gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Turn them in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I reported them. But
There you go.
it's also like it's so hard because like I know it's a scam, but there's no like actual proof. It's just like you change your prices every day. Your phone number like doesn't actually exist. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well.
Yeah. That's why I like to buy from the people I know.
Yeah.
I hands down. So Tyler, shipping this time of year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You want to talk about some shipping stuff?
Yeah. So for us, we usually we don't ship through December most of the time, or like especially right now. Because of like holiday shipping stuff and because it can be a little cold around here. Usually for us, there's shipping windows through January, February, or there has been the past like 2 years. We've had quite a late winter. For us, it's got to be, 40 degrees, both locations, 35, 40 degrees, both locations, heat pack, cryo pack, good insulation,
Right.
make sure everything works. So that's our biggest problem being, Rochester, super, Western upstate New York region. We can get pounded with a foot of snow and then the next week it'd be like 50. So, for right now, like we probably won't do any shipments until like mid to late January. But it really all depends on kind of our bipolar weather. Everyone needs to be careful with it.
Got it here too.
Like there's times, and this is especially like for people buying, like a lot of people I know in the comments are like people who are, call it seasoned or very good with it. And sellers, be careful too, but like do not be impatient. You know what I mean? If you bought a snake and the seller, the breeder's like, no, I'm not going to ship, within reason, don't take that as, I'm keeping your snake. If it's, 30 degrees in both locations, like watch out for the snake, and not just because you want it, you got to make sure it comes in good condition, and do not pester the breeder too hard, or, say they're not shipping, they're not shipping,
Yeah. Especially, I mean, these people who are shipping babies.
Oh yeah.
Do not ship babies right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wait till springtime.
Yeah. And again, if it's, if it's 40 plus degrees, 40, I'll ship hatchlings. I feel a lot more comfortable shipping adults, but if it's 40 degrees and I got a heat pack in there, that's fine. But if for some reason I'm not comfortable shipping, a lot of the people I've sold to are like great with it, but I've definitely heard horror stories of, hey, like I bought a snake December, 18th, and the breeder held on to it for 2 months because they don't want to ship. It's like they don't want to ship because, the conditions aren't right. And, you should just, be patient. And same thing with sellers. I know sometimes you want to like throw snakes out the door, make a little more space and all that. Like, just be patient. It's fine. Make sure the snake's all right. And I know most people in here, everyone in here is good for that. But just as a quick PSA to some breeders.
And you would be surprised at some breeders that, I mean, big breeders that still, they should not be shipping those snakes.
Yeah. And, hopefully, there's horror stories every winter of like, Billy's collection that happened, whatever, 4 years ago now, just frozen snakes and stuff. It's like, well,
Yep.
and it's tough when shit happens. Like, we get it, but again, be careful.
Yeah.
And
So I got a question, and I've never been able to really find this out.
Yeah.
'Cause I hear some different answers. So I know ball pythons in nature don't really exist in an area that gets really cool.
Yeah.
Like 60-ish degrees, I think, is probably where West Africa, that's like a really freezing day. So what are the minimum temperatures for a ball python that you guys are aware of? I know redline shipping guidance and all that stuff, but what is detrimental to the health of a ball python? And
I
I
would
know
say-
it's time weighted, right? 8
I would-
hours at a certain temperature is different than 2
Yeah.
days.
I would say anything below freezing, because if you have heat packs and stuff, there's good ways to still ship. If you don't have all the supplies, don't ship whenever it gets below freezing overnight or something.
Right.
No, I think everyone's like, I think it's 36 degrees or something. You shouldn't ship, or I don't know if they actually allow ships. They probably allow them, but it's like you're just
You don't get the insurance.
I think like 40 degrees for a decent amount of time. You know what I mean? Short periods of time, it's like, okay, I'm running to my car and it's gonna heat up. Like, okay, they're gonna be fine. But there's like even it's crazy, dude. Like, these things are hardy. Like the shipment Billy brought in a few years ago, like he did a whole video on it, and like snakes were like frozen. They look dead. And then you just let them sit there for a few hours at room temp and they warm up a bit. And it's almost like they're dead and they come back to life. It's really weird. So I don't exactly know. I don't want to be the test subject.
Right,
or the
of course.
tester on that. But yeah, I would say like if it's below 40, don't have them out for long. And again, could they survive in 40 degrees for 12 hours? Maybe.
Yeah.
Could they do it for 24? Probably not. Like, that was actually a funny question that came up at the meeting. What if a snake gets out? It'll live for a day. Like it gets 12 degrees here. You know what I mean? But,
I had similar questions when I just formed the LLC and I was registering my business with the city.
Yeah.
I had to do a registration similar to what you did, where I had to register the business as an at-home business.
Yep.
And one of the questions on the questionnaire was, are you going to be raising or breeding or selling live animals?
Uh-huh.
And I said yes. And then the next section is, what is it? Right. So I wrote ball pythons, and it was the county, I guess it was. And I got a call from it was the city clerk. City. That's right. So I got a call from her, and she goes, so you are going to breed and sell ball pythons? Like, yeah, that's right. So she's does a whole, are those snakes? Yep.
Pretty common ones.
She's like, oh, how many are you going to have? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm registering, 300 and whatever square feet. It really depends on the genetics. And she goes, I'm sure you're violating the hoarding ordinance. I'm going to have code enforcement look at this.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I was like, oh, great. There's a hoarding ordinance, right? So many animals per square foot. So I went and looked at the hoarding ordinance, and it was really geared towards like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
And I'd say mice and rats probably fit in it a little bit.
Yep.
But anyway, I had to have a meeting with the code enforcement officer, and I thought that my business was going to be dead before it ever got off the ground. I didn't even I had 2 ball pythons at the time. And so I'm talking to the guy, and it ended up being like a 10-minute conversation. And at the end of it, he's on Morph Market.
Yeah.
Going through the snakes, and he's like, oh my gosh, wow, are you kidding me? That much?
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, have fun with it. Just,
Right.
We don't want to smell anything or get any complaints from the neighbors.
Yeah. The thing that me and that I've found out, and probably most of you have, is like when you talk one-on-one with someone within reason, there's no problem. Like if you can explain, sit down, show them Morph Market, like all that fun stuff, usually they're like, okay, maybe I don't just like snakes, but I can understand a little bit. But yeah, it's like you get a ton of people who don't know in a room, and it can be a problem. But yeah, you just like that's not. It's interesting to see like, oh no, you're breaking some kind of law. No, I'm not. It's just it's just different.
Yeah, nobody believes it. Anybody that I've ever talked to, when I tell them, the economics behind ball python breeding, I get the craziest, most confused look. They're just like, what? I'm like, yeah, that exists. No way. For snakes? I'm like, yeah. This one's $30,000. Who would pay that for a snake? That's what I'll say. I'm like another breeder that wants the genetics because they can make a lot of money off of that 30K.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's
Very true.
Interesting stuff.
Well, people go when I tell them I have 50 snakes, they're like, "That's a lot." I'm like, "That's not a lot." Some of my friends have like 300 snakes. 50 snakes is not a lot. Wait till these ones have babies.
Yeah.
I'm getting 9 snakes next year already paid for or deposits down. So I'm stressed out about that.
Emma. Hey, Emma, how's it going?
Hello. Actually, so speaking of babies, though, Holly, I know Jamie, you said you didn't backstage, but Holly, have you started doing some pairings for this upcoming year? Or?
Oh yeah, I've already got 25 clutches in the incubator. My goodness.
I'm gonna leave.
And then I think I've only paired 6 so far.
Okay. Got you.
I still got a lot of work to do. I got all those snakes out of the rack this weekend. I need to go back in and retag everything, move some snakes over, retag, and look at my breeding plans again. There's not enough hours in the day. That and I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, so
37 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, I got a question.
Tyler.
What's up, Travis?
After you get a visual lock, or thereabouts, when can you tell by the female's behavior that she's building? Like I know they get ravenous and they start eating, right?
Yeah, that's the 2 big things that I base it off of is just food and where they're sitting. Like if they're pounding food but still sitting, like again after a day or 2, of sitting on the heat, and then they just run right back to the front of the tub. Like this female right now, I don't even have to look; she's sitting right here. You know what I mean? Like,
and how long since the lock has that been?
It doesn't matter too much from the lock. It just depends on the follicle size. But she was paired 2 weeks ago now, and she was sitting at like 11 millimeter follicles. So nothing too big, but hopefully right now she's sitting closer to like 15 or 16. You usually want to see, I think it's at a good growth rate, like 10 mils or a centimeter a month is what a lot of people like to go off of. So, they'll start at 1, and once you hit 40, they're good. So usually, on a really good female at perfect pace, you'll get there in like 4 months to her ovulating. But the big things are if they lock, like I have 5 males in with 5 females or 4 females that haven't been paired yet, but all of those females are on the cold side anyways. I ultrasounded them and they had decent follicles, but on the cold side, and they were eating good. But I guarantee you the next 4 weeks, I could feed them 2 rats a week and they'd have no problem. Just where they're sitting follicle wise, and then after they get a lock and get a little stimulated, they'll start pounding food. And then once they stop pounding food, you're good. Most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I did the 2 pairings, and I got a visual lock on one. The other, I'm pretty sure they locked, because the 2 times I checked, their tails were like literally like this.
Yep.
The male and the female, but I didn't see an actual lock. But they're both sitting on the hot spots. The week after, the one of them is very ravenous and hungry. Right. And the other one went off food.
Okay.
So, and I don't have anything yet I do now. Hopefully I can figure out what's going on there when I get that all set up this weekend.
And the biggest thing I want to say, since I got an ultrasound, is I am a huge proponent of it. Like looking at snakes and doing that. Oh yeah, they're eating really good. They're on the cold side. They're on the hot side. They're like all these things. It really shows how bad of a ball python breeder I am, because I will look at a female and I'll go, she hasn't eaten in 3 months. She's super fat. She's been on the cold side. She's pregnant or, gravid. And I look at her and I'm like, you have literally nothing going on. And then there's snakes that I'm like, you literally should have nothing. Like there was one female I checked the other day, 12 millimeter follicles. I was like, there's no way she's doing anything, but I have to check. She's sitting at 12. She's locked up right now. So they all act different, but like on a base scale, it's like if they're eating really well and sitting more on the cool side, that's a great sign. But they literally can do anything. Like I've had females go eat every week until they ovulate, and there's been people who like they eat every week until they lay, or they sit on the hot side 90% of the time. So it changes per animal, like it is.
Yeah. Do they go off feed when they ovulate?
Oh yeah, like I've never had a female eat past ovulation.
Oh, okay. So maybe
I never feed.
My pied girl that went off feed, maybe she's ovulating.
Catch it, it looks like they swallowed a football. It's very swollen in the bottom third of their body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have that, but I did I felt, and I feel like I feel little bumps on her, but I don't feel any on the Leo girl that I got the visual lock with.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. It's weird how they can go. Like there's females I did last year, like that vanilla female, one lock done. I just caught her at the right time, right follicle size, and she went. So maybe you got like the pied, she was sitting at a great spot, got a lock in it, but I would say she probably didn't ovulate yet. Probably not, just because one lock a week ago to an ovulation, that's just like that is unheard of. For a first pair at least.
Okay. And how long does ovulation last?
The full cycle is like 5 days, 5 or 6 days is usually like peak ovulation was what everyone talks about, is when they are swollen up like like they ate a pig.
Okay.
But usually you can tell when they're going to ovulate, like the swell up, and then they peak. Like the swell up takes 2 days, and they hit a peak, and they're there for like a day and a half, and then they'll start to swell down. Takes another day and a half or 2 days. So it's almost like a shed cycle. Where it's like, they're getting into blue. They're deep in blue.
So you've got some pretty decent visual cues for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You'll look at her and you go, oh, she looks a little fat, and you'll check on her 2 days later, and you'll go, you haven't eaten in a month. I don't know what's going on. I think the snake's like gonna die. It's bloated. You'll know.
It's crazy.
And when you get that visual, as soon as you see the visual, do you put the male in with her?
No, you never put the male in again. That means so ovulation.
So you're talking like after the lock, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
That's so ovulation's different. I'm not human fertilization specialist, but for snakes, like the females can retain the sperm, and then the ovulation is just the sperm like going into the follicles and like making them eggs.
Okay.
Whereas, so it's like there's nothing to do after that. I think for humans, it's like at peak ovulations, like the best point to like try and get pregnant, like all that shit, right? But like for snakes, once they ovulate, you never touch them again. They're pregnant.
Yeah.
It doesn't determine if they're like good eggs or bad eggs or slow.
You're gonna get eggs.
Yeah, you're gonna get eggs after ovulation. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The only
usually 30 days.
Yeah, 30 to 50.
And how long does the female hold sperm?
Up to 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. They can, yeah. Like you can do like I could pair a male this season and the female like swell up, reabsorb, next year pair to a different male, and then get babies from the male the year before.
Oh. So maybe some of the parthenogenesis stuff is actually retained sperm from the previous breeding cycle or something.
If the breeder doesn't know exactly what's going on, some parthos could be like, oh, this is just retained sperm, but within reason, parthos kind of easy to tell.
Yeah, because it's a genetic copy.
Right, it's a genetic copy. They're all females. They're all within reason the same exact thing. The only difference could be, I think, technically, like if it's a Kodam, you can get a super.
Yeah.
Like if it's a pastel, you can get a super pastel. You can get a bell from a Mojave or something like that. I've never had a Partho clutch.
Gotcha.
And
yeah,
you're sterile, right?
As far as I know, yes, but I've been told by like one of my mentors that he's had babies from a Partho. But I've never heard it from anyone else. And this guy's been breeding for 40 years. Like he's seasoned. And he said he's gotten a clutch out of Parthos, but within reason, I think the industry says no.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just Partho babies are a lot less likely to, or have a lot more problems with it.
Right.
But it might be possible. It's just frowned upon or just way less likely.
Unheard of. There we go.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, we're at an hour, so
Time flies when you're having fun.
it does. It does. So we'll see y'all again Wednesday next week. We have Mission Morphs coming on. So
Yay.
excited. Got my friends
be
coming
fun.
on. All right, guys. See y'all later.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Bye.
See you, chat.